Built to win. Applied myself. I filled it in. No time for the doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss. I'm paying the cost. I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse. Mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like told me, keep on running toes, they gon' take them. Used to lose, built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
And welcome back to another episode of In the Red Corner. Fellas, can you hear me?
Yeah. You can hear me?
Yeah, I just want to make sure everyone can hear me. We want to let you all know we took a couple weeks off, but just like when some boxers get grease in their eyes, you got to find a way to bounce back. You understand? And Ty, I know you're going to like that joke because another guy says he doesn't like commentators, but at least he tells them to their face and not on Twitter. So if you are here, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you share this with a friend because we are here to talk some boxing. And we also may just get a little bit controversial. We're not going to touch on the TO type of controversy, but we're going to get almost there. So make sure y'all light up that comment section. Again, like, subscribe, and share this as we try to get to 1,000 subscribers. Ty, Ricky, how y'all doing?
Man, I'm doing good. I'm excited to talk about some boxing. I'm let's get the discussion started.
I'm doing great, Goop. Why the take?
On your Jekyll Yang, you understand? You just Herman and German. We're gonna move on right on to the next fight because the Zone did something different. Turkey definitely did something different. He took boxing outside and he did it in not Madison Square, but by Madison Square. But it was outside, and you can hear fire trucks, you can hear people yelling, but you can also hear people snoozing. Because a lot of people say some of these fights were snooze fest, but this was probably one of the most entertaining fights on that bout. And we're gonna start off with the recap from the red corner, which is Teofimo Lopez versus Barboza. So we all know that Teo won by unanimous decision to retain his WBO junior welterweight belt. But the real question is, for people that seen the fight, is first I'm gonna ask y'all, what do y'all think of it? But the next question I'm gonna really ask y'all is, who should Teo fight next?
Going to the first question, the fight was good. I think Teo he had great counters. He looked very sharp. Barboza definitely was slow responding. I think also Teo being a little bit of twitchy was stopping Barboza in his tracks because a lot of times he wasn't responding as well. He just looked like he was just stuck. He didn't know how to respond to what Teo was giving him, especially when Teo was going, stabbing to the body. Lot of movement, probably too much movement for Barboza what he used to. But I think Teo definitely deserved that win. He definitely looked real good. He looked real sharp. And he who should he fight next? Man, at this point, it's with Teo, I don't know, man, because he called out all the wrong names, but he's still fighting at 140. It just don't make sense to me. He'll call out a Terrence, a Boots, but you ain't even undisputed at 140. You've been at 140 before everybody else. He should have been undisputed by now. But I'm gonna go ahead and let Ty, tell you what he think about the fight.
I think it was the best fight on the card. The rest of the fights were terrible, but on that fight, I think Barboza got outclassed. Of course, he was too slow. You already knew that was gonna be too slow. Teofimo showed that he's a certain class of boxer over Barboza, a C class fighter. Who should he fight next? I agree with Ricky. He should fight for a belt. He should fight for another belt because fighting, like he said, moving up, fighting somebody at 147. What's that really doing for you right now? Like dominate where you at right now, then move up.
See, another thing is he might be scared because I ain't gonna say scared, but there is high competition at 140. You got Hitchens, who fight. I just realized who fight Cambosis in June. That's crazy. That Cambosis still even getting fights. Then you got Then you got Gary, and then you got Alberto Pollo. I'm just confused why Tio hasn't became undisputed at 140 if he's supposed to be like that.
I think the problem is he wants bigger names, and those names are like in the boxing community, like the fans. Those are good names, but in the casual fan community, those aren't big enough names. I think he wants like huge names. I think that's
But
what
he trying. But this the thing is though, it's more so like that. Someone like that early Ryan effect when it's like you just trying too hard. You trying too hard. Dominate where you at. Cause at 140, he was there before everybody else. Before these people that we called out now had the belts, he could have been dominated the 140 division and probably moved up. You know what I'm saying? A lot of fighters keep chasing these names. They need to become the name. And the best way to do that is to be undisputed.
I like what you said there. Because the person that he called out, Ty kind of said the same thing about him. Boots is become the name instead of calling out the names. But you said it, so it's like perfect timing. So let me ask you this right quick before we go to the next fight, because like you all said, this was one of the most entertaining fights on the bout. Also, the fact that this is one of the most entertaining face-offs throughout the rest of them too, because without Tio, I think this would have been a snooze fest throughout the promotion of the actual fight. So Ricky, let's say if Tio and Boots was the fight, I just want to ask you quickly. You can give me details if you want to. Who wins?
Boots and by KO.
All right. And Tio is not a C-class fighter. Is that right, Ty?
He definitely isn't.
Okay.
100% is not.
So it would kill two birds with one stone.
Well, he might be a C-class at 147. We don't know yet.
Yeah, at 147 he might be. Yeah,
he might be. Yeah. See, that's where it get tricky because we talking about a Boots that's a 147, 154 ish, and you got Tio who's been hugging 140 for the longest and haven't done nothing with it. So,
yeah.
Gary, all right, one more question. Now that you got me thinking, one more. And like I said, we'll move on. Gary Russell or Tio?
Oh, Gary, hands down.
Okay.
Gary, beat the dust off of him. I think that will be hard also for Tio because he has to sustain because it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt throughout the entire fight. It's not gonna be one of them things he can stick and move. Because the moment he get counted, it's just gonna hurt throughout the entire fight. So I think, and I think Gary is definitely gonna outclass him. Honestly, so yeah, that's done.
Yeah,
That
I
one.
think Gary wins. I also think that Boots wins. The reason I think they both win, they're not slow. They're not slow. And the problem with Tio allows way too much damage. He allows way too much, and they, like I said, they're not slow, so they're gonna land a lot of punches against him.
Mm-hmm.
And the way he be talking, sometimes he need to get hit with a lot of punches. Now,
oh yeah, don't get me started.
Well, we're gonna get you started in just a second. But this other guy definitely didn't get started because coming over the year layoff, you like I mean, was it the Garcia fight? Was it the PD? What's going on, Devin? We seen you step back in the ring. Of course, you won by unanimous decision, you know, against Jose Ramirez. And we can all talk about what the judges scored at 119, 109, 119, 109, 118 to 110. Of course, all in favor of Haney. But after that fight, a lot of people started to say, well, you casual fans call out Shakur and say he run the whole fight. But I just watched this guy who y'all say Haney is one of the best of the best. He literally just ran around the entire fight. Is he running from ghosts? Do you think he did good after the layoff, Ty?
I think Haney got PTSD. I think that butt whipping that he got from Garcia that messed him up mentally. That's what I think. And in that fight was boring. He did run way too much. Some people say that was the art of boxing. That's not an art of boxing. That was not. what Shakur does is art of boxing. But what he was doing, he was basically running around the whole boxing ring, the whole fight. They're running around. So I don't hear any Haney fan say anything about Shakur ever in life. Ever in life. About Shakur.
The pot calling the kettle black. That's crazy. That's crazy. So this fight did not look like Shakur and Dorete.
No, they're not. You can go watch that fight. They're not.
It totally looked like
No, they're not.
him and Dorete, because the same movement of running around, avoiding the punches, avoiding the interaction. One thing I would say is that it was boring. I'm gonna agree with you. It did, to me, in my eyes, it reminded me of Shakur versus Dorete. But one thing that was different was the amount of punches that was thrown. Overall, Devin landed 70 punches, and Ramirez landed 40 out of 12 rounds. That's insane. That's insane. But again, this is where it gets. This is where boxing is two way, because if your opponent is not engaging and he's doing that, you supposed to have the skill to corner him and keep him and have him to bend to your will. And this is where Jose didn't do that.
Float like a chicken, clenching like a magnet.
Oh my goodness.
Go
But
ahead.
I'm gonna say it like this: the fight was boring. Don't get me wrong, and this is Devin's first fight coming back. I gotta give him some leeway because it's his first fight coming back. I'm leaning towards what Ty's saying. I wanted to more say that Ramirez still wasn't as challenging enough to bring anything else out the bag. He just kept going for the same exact thing every round. So at that point, it's like, okay, it's a skill difference. It's a skill set difference for somebody to run around and do all that and get a few punches here, punches there, and you can't corner him. You can't do nothing. You don't have nothing in the tank to corner your opponent. So um Devin definitely deserved to win, but it's not how we won it. But a win is a win, and he definitely looked like Shakur to me.
No, he
I'm
didn't.
just saying.
Nah.
I might not say I might not say nothing else about Shakur and Devin in their same conversation after this fight, but it definitely was a similar style of boxing because come on, man.
One, Shakur had a bad hand. Two, Shakur did not literally run around the daggone boxing ring the whole fight. He literally ran around the whole boxing ring the whole fight.
I can agree
Wasn't
with
engaging
that.
at all. Wasn't throwing no punches really.
But the same way I defended Shakur about that controversial fight about fighting Durante, this is the same reason I give to Devin. It's up to the people that they're fighting to make it better at that point. Because if you're going to keep allowing me to do this and I'm going to succeed every round, you making an easy night for me.
Wasn't it supposed to be a tune-up fight?
Yeah.
Did it look like he did anything to tune up?
He didn't even look like he didn't even break a sweat. He looked like he just had a cardio session on the treadmill. I agree with that. But like this Jose Ramirez, I don't know why he couldn't do anything, and it was just crazy. That fight was just a dud. I'm not gonna lie. I don't mean no harm. That was a dud. That was a dud.
So and that's where I'm kind of on the fence with the trying to compare it to a Shakur type of fight, because it's kind of like I would agree that Shakur does look like he's running, right? I will give you that. But this one here, Devin didn't even look like he wanted to swing. At least Bad Hands would swing, and I'm talking about Shakur, that is. At least he'd swing on somebody, because at the end of the day, he may move around, and of course, it's a sweet art of boxing in the defense, but at least he would swing. Devin at times was just looking like they was loading up the like two fighters in a pre-fight menu on fight night. Like they just standing there. It's like, what are you doing? If this is a tune-up for Garcia, and we're gonna talk about that fight too, y'all two might as well just fought after the two appearances that I seen from both of y'all. I mean, performances that I seen from both of y'all. Y'all should have just fought each other that night. Because I don't want to see a rematch if that's what it's gonna look like. That's all I'm saying. And now they talking about the actual rematch. So let me ask y'all this. They talking about the rematch with Haney and Garcia, or potentially Tio and Haney. Which one of the two would you rather see?
That's a good question.
I answer none of the above. None of the above. I need Haney to get 2 more tune-ups or something because he got to get his mind right or something. Because he's, like I said, Garcia got him mentally out the game.
I agree. I don't think Devin need to get back in the groove. He need to get back in the groove. He need to regain that confidence and be able to get a little risky, because that's one thing he had that was an edge. He can take a little risky chances. This past fight, he wasn't risky for nothing. He didn't really look that confident, and he just like he was struggling to survive in a fight that wasn't a struggle. That's how it looked. Like he was struggling to survive in a fight that he was not struggling in.
So Ty said none of the above. What about you, Ricky?
You know, I like fights. I definitely would like to see Tio finally fight somebody, but I don't want to see Tio fighting Devin. And yes, I would go ahead and get that rematch out the way with Devin and with Ryan. And Devin will have the upper hand right now because Ryan definitely looked defeated.
Okay. I would rather see Tio versus Rolly at this point before I see that fight.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'd rather watch the winner of the two fights than that. I mean, Haney won, but it didn't look like he won. It looked like he was sparring. That's what you can do.
I agree, but shoot, we don't. Tio keep talking about moving up or want to challenge fighters that's already higher than him in a weight class, but have yet to show any signs that he can move up. So I can doubt that.
Yeah, well, we'll see. It looks like they're gonna go for the cash grab, and we're gonna get the actual rematch. But before we get to the actual rematch, we're gonna do the recap of Garcia's performance as well, because Garcia went up against Romero, two guys who both got defeated by Tank Davis. But this is not the moment to bring that up. Ain't that right, Ty? Because he took a knee. And what we need to be saying right now is what happened to Garcia, because Romero achieved a significant upset victory over Ryan Garcia. This was the actual main event on the card, and everyone thought this was going to be one of the most entertaining fights. And the judges scored this one 115, 112, 115, 112, and then 118, 109 as Romero, that is, did the impossible that some would say. So, Ricky, one, you could tell me about the fight, or you could just answer this question. Was it the upset of the year?
Yes, this is hands down upset of the year. I don't think nothing would defeat this one right here. Only because Rolly's reputation versus initially when we heard the fight, it was Rolly's reputation versus Ryan's reputation. Now, if you the outside looking in, if you're a casual, you're not gonna really understand. Like, I think we said it. Rolly has power. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing you can't sleep on him. It was his skill set is not up to par. But when he fought Ryan, he totally changed my mind. It looked like he had somebody finally got in his head and he was listening. Because one thing he did not refrain from is moving his glove from that chin so he wouldn't get caught with that left. And he made sure his left was more active than Ryan's left. And I gotta give it to Rolly. He outboxed Ryan. He actually showed what a lot of people would say about Ryan. He's a one-trick pony. If you take away the left, he has nothing else to compliment himself with. His skill set is not when you start taking away his advantages, he don't turn into a boxer. He just turns into a handicapped person. So this was what happened when he fought Rolly. It's just that we're surprised that Rolly handicapped him. That's basically what Rolly did. Handicapped him and showed the power. Put him on his butt. But another thing is, I would say too, in defense of Ryan, though, same thing with Devin. Um, you had a year off, but I don't know what's going on with Ryan. You can just tell after that knockdown, after he got put on his butt, he was defeated. You can you could visually, like physically see it. It was just done. He had nothing else to do. He had nothing else to give.
Okay. First thing, I'm not gonna let that he had a 1 year off excuse work anymore because One time took 3 years off, came back looking like one time when he came back. So that no longer works anymore for me. But
you know what? You got a point, Ty.
yeah, if you're supposed to be at that level, be at that level all the time. I don't care if you take a year or two off because
That is true.
one time did it. Why can't you? So, but in that fight, I think that okay, so Tank, Mayweather, and Hackett, they all knew that Ryan Garcia had been on roids. I don't know how they know, but they know. But then Greg Hackett said something like, I watched something like one of the interviews. He said like this movie back in the day, like a football movie, like this dude that was on steroids acting crazy. And you look at that and you look at how Ryan was acting in that fight when he had with Devin Haney the first time, he looked exactly like that dude. So yeah, I think that boy was on roids, and without roids,
accusation,
like
false accusation.
like this little kitty. That's what without the roids, he looked like a little kitty. That's exactly what he looked like. It was terrible. Like you said, Rolly is not known for that, but Rolly probably studied the Tank versus Ryan fight because Tank was the thing against
Definitely
Ryan.
do it.
So he studied that fight and said, okay, that's how I'm gonna beat you, and that's how he beat him. And then he knew he wasn't on roids anymore, so he knew it was gonna be easy because the dude had no power at all without the roids. So.
And Ty, you spot on with the comparison from the movie all the way down to Rolly studying the actual fight, because what round did Garcia get knocked down in the Tank fight?
That's
he
the
got
third,
his first knockdown.
fourth.
It was like second or third around that.
Oh, second round, yeah, second round.
And then this one, it was about the same thing. It was an early knockdown. I think it was about the same time, and it was almost kind of like similar as off of a counter, and he went down. And right after that, like you said, he was defeated. He came out swinging and trying to get his edge back, which was a little bit more aggressive than Garcia was. I mean, than Haney was in his fight. But then once he went down, it was just like he was PTSD kicked in. It got so bad, I felt bad for my boy. What's the trainer? Derek. Derek James. I felt bad for him because he over there shadow boxing. He like, look, man, hit him with the jab, do something. Like you just over there you just getting hit. He like, do something, wake up. You got to find that dog. Like you out here just not fighting for nothing. I said, dang, Derek, your fighters just be letting you down when you get to the corner. My bad, bro. Like you are saying something. Like at least Spence tried, but it just wasn't working.
And what made it bad, Rolly was getting off with one hand. Most majority of the fight with one hand, and it was the left.
Man, it got so bad that it started to make me second guess, like you said, about how we looked at Rolly. I'm like, maybe he need to stay at 147 because he looked like a way better boxer.
And this was a high weight class, so then it was like, again, that's where that steroid conversation can come up. But like, well, okay, what he didn't, man. I don't even think he was even talking with his punches. Ryan normally, chants when he punched too. I just heard Rolly all night. Matt. You
heard it. It was there. He said you want to be funny, but that's what took him down.
Yeah.
Ah, man, that's crazy. Let me ask you this though. I don't think this was actually on the docket, but I'm gonna ask you this before we roll to the next one. Do you think Rolly needs to stay at 147?
Yeah.
Yeah. He looked good. I ain't gonna lie, he looked good at 147. He definitely looked good at 147. This probably the perfect weight class he's supposed to have been in, to be honest, because he looked well groomed at 147 and he looked healthier.
I wouldn't say Rolly's a better boxer than Haney. I say he was a more prepared boxer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He was prepared. Matter of fact, he studied film and Haney didn't. Haney came in with Haney wasn't humbled. He needed to be humble at that time because Haney was already, his name and how his swag was, how he was carrying himself. He needed to be humble at that time, and that's what happened.
Him or his father?
Him.
I think more so his father.
Both.
You can't humble his father. His father gonna be him regardless, win or lose.
I ain't see too much talking after this one. I'm just saying, I ain't see too much being braggadocious after this one. After they lost, it was all talking about the PEDs. You heard all this, even after the questionable win against my man that's on the sabbatical right now, Loma. He was still talking. I ain't heard nothing from his father after this fight. Like not a word. Him and Tank must be hanging out because I ain't heard nothing from neither one of them since they last 2 fights. And I'm gonna keep saying that name because I need him to bounce back. But we gonna move on because I need to go down to Tijuana right quick. Canelo versus Scull. I don't know why I did that. But Canelo successfully defended his undisputed super middleweight titles. And Canelo won by a comfortable unanimous decision. The judges scored this one 115, 113, 116, 112, 119, 109. And, you know, handing, I ain't going to say that, but handing Scull his first professional defeat. So, Ricky Ty, I know we could talk about this actual fight, but a lot of people gonna really want to hear about what we thought about what happened after Canelo was announced the winner in this one. A special guest showed up after that and said, "Hey man, are we gonna make this happen?" And it's been announced, it's been confirmed that these two will fight. And it's Terrence Crawford versus Canelo. So you can touch on the fight if you want to, or you can touch on what's in the making here.
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna probably say it for all of us. William Scull didn't come to fight. He just came to get paid. that. You know what? We can move the turns. That fight, I'm more excited to see. Cause Lord, if they get another fighter like William Scull or anybody else, I'm gonna be bored out of my mind. I'd rather see Terrence Crawford fight right now, even though I was against it. But we can't keep getting these pacifying fights right now from Canelo. I need something that's gonna challenge him. And now I feel like Bud is the only person that's gonna be able to do it. He's gonna have the integrity to do it. Everybody else that he's been fighting, it just seems like pacifying fights now. It's getting ridiculous. And Canelo's one of my favorite fighters, but to have the type of record he has, and to keep getting these pacifying fights, I'm tired of it now. So Bud being in the ring, showing that it's about to happen, I believe it. I fully believe that this fight is going to be epic. Especially after seeing what you know, Canelo didn't show nothing new, and Bud is definitely going to bring a lot of different changes to Canelo. So I can't wait to see this fight. Ty?
All right, let's talk about both. Okay, the Scull fight, it basically exposed Canelo, but people already know this already, that you can't cut the ring off. If you can't cut the ring off, you definitely ain't beat no daggone no Bud. So that exposed right there. And also, when he tries to cut the ring off, he leaves his hand down too much. And Crawford is a smart fighter. So I think Crawford and his team seen some things in that fight. It's easy to expose Canelo because Canelo's slower than he was years ago.
Yes, he is.
Can't cut the ring off. He's flat-footed. And then, like I said, he leaves his face over when he's trying to cut you off because he's trying to cut you off. So I think it's going to be an easy fight for Crawford, to be honest.
And Ricky, it is happening. I don't know if what's the name. I'll just let you know. It's been confirmed. September 13th, 2025 is going down.
No, I'm happy for it. But this gonna if Canelo's take this L from Crawford, it's gonna sting a lot worse than him taking it from Benavidez. So
you said if?
Yeah.
If when?
Yeah, no, I don't know about no ifs on this one, Ricky.
I'm gonna say
I think Crawford got this one.
Because again, Crawford ain't get hit yet, so Canelo hasn't get hit yet. So right now, I'm saying if until the fight starts.
I think you said it though, Ricky. He took too many of these pacifying fights, which can kind of rock you to sleep. You know, it's kind of like, let's say you've been playing against somebody in Madden for so long, right? And they just keep beating you with the same old plays. So now when you try to venture out and think you the big fish in another pond, and then somebody come out and like put 40 on you, and you're like, wait. Am I really this good in Madden, or was I just beating up on this one person? You get what I'm saying? Like, you can really understand this a little bit. So it's kind of like, I think what should happen and what could happen in this fight is Canelo should get re-inspired. Now, I would like to see that with his camp. Can he get re-inspired by going up against a Crawford? Because every time we've seen Crawford go in the ring, he's given us one of his best performances outside of the one that people think was a snooze fest. But that was really just him trying to figure out this boxer who just keep bouncing in front of him and being all unorthodox and finding different ways to make him upset. But I think Crawford gonna win this one easily. Y'all can tell me if I'm wrong, but I think he is.
And then,
Well, it depends. Again, depends when Crawford shows up. I'm not gonna lie. Right now, if Crawford come up like he did with Earl, yeah,
I think that's the
he
I
might
think
he
that's the
might do
buzz we gonna
something.
get
And
though.
I'm a little nervous.
I'm not
I'm a
nervous. I
little
saw it coming.
nervous.
I
You
saw
know
it
he a
coming.
Canelo fan. That's why he's saying that.
Yeah, because I'm a Nettle fan, but I'm not gonna lie. He did look slow
Yep.
against Skull.
Yep.
And Skull didn't do nothing to make me change my mind to help me. Skull just looked like he just like Charlo when Charlo was fighting. That's what Skull looked like.
Yep. But it also, like I said, it showed that Canelo can't cut the ring off.
Good
Look,
call
somebody
there.
caught on.
Good call there, Terry.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Good call there,
look,
Terry.
see what I'm saying? Nope, don't worry. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say my comments for after the show.
But
But give me Bud unanimous decision.
yeah,
Yeah. I don't know. Look for me right now, based on Canelo last fight and what Bud is at now, especially since Bud is actually getting massive. I'm going to say I'm waiting for the bell to ring. I can't even give no predictions on it no more.
I don't know, bro. I think this one gonna be more electrifying than the Spence one because it's gonna be it's gonna bring a different element. I think the one with him and Spence had more of a backstory to it, but I think this one is more so like a boxing element where it's like we really want to see these two go at it. But I'm gonna move on because I see my man he trying to go to the corner right quick. So we gonna talk about the monster. He had his first fight on American soil. You know, it was out in Vegas. You know, we always say we gonna need a creative player to try to beat this guy, and he just keep finding ways to close out these fights. And it was an early knockdown, but by round 8, it was a TKO. And in a way, he does it again, fellas. He defended his undisputed super batterman weight title, and he retained it. So
Batten weight.
batterman,
Batten weight.
batum weight.
There you go.
Oh, I thought you said atom weight.
No, I thought you was trying to say anime.
I was though. Because I was you can't say Inoue and then bantamweight together too fast. It's gonna sound like Naruto. Ricky, tell me about the fight, man. You give me canceled.
Yo, honestly, let me start out saying this. Gotta give it to him. Raymond Cardenas. I don't know if I'm saying that last name correctly. Forgive me, but he was the best opponent against Inoue thus far. He did his thing. I'm not gonna lie. He pushed him to Inoue to new limits. Another thing though that just shows with Inoue that early body work he puts in from round 1, it goes all the way to throughout the fight. I'm trying to tell you, whatever he does, whatever he does to beat up his opponent's bodies, because that's what sets up all his knockouts. As I start looking at it and analyzing a lot of his fights is the body work, and you might not see it in you might not pay attention to like the first 3 or 4 rounds. It's as the fight keeps going on, they get tender and they get tender fast. And they what happens? He hit him with like a side shot, and next you know they lean over. He done hit him with an uppercut. He done knocked him out. But this one, I gotta give Cardenas because he had a knockdown, and he wasn't going for nothing. It's just that he really got too hurt. He took too much of a beating. He allowed himself to take too many hits. Um, he didn't learn. He got too cocky over the knockdown. When you gotta learn with in a way um you don't want to keep exchanging with him too much. You want to still be a skillful boxer in a way and make him work, but you don't want to keep exchanging with him. And he took bait too many times. And that by the after for some reason after in a way get knocked down, he come back. It's like he see red. That's all he see is red, and he just start, what I'm saying, dominating his opponents every time he get knocked down. You want to win a fight against Inoue, don't knock him down. Don't knock him down, because
Knock him out,
he gonna try. He is going to knock you out.
bruh. Nah, you right on that one, Ricky. Let me hear from Ty right quick.
You expect Inoue to win every fight. But in that fight, I think that fight kind of exposed him a little bit. Because if he fights a fighter like MJ or Nakatani, they got way more power than Cardenas. So I think if they land a punch like Cardenas did, they might actually hurt him. So I can't wait to see him fight MJ or Nakatani.
And Rick, you are right. You don't want to go toe to toe because what happened was with Cardenas or Roman. What happened is once he put him down with that left, you seen it consistently after like the next few rounds or just within that fight. He kept trying to swing that left, like he just kept trying to go for the left, and it was like, well, Inoue's too good for that. He already knew what you hit him with, so now he calculated that and was like, you're not getting that again. You got to come with something else. You got to come better. And if you're gonna keep doing that, then I'm gonna put my combinations together, and that's really what happened. He put a few combinations together. It made him a Chipotle bowl right after that because it was over. Ain't no around because this guy is the monster, bro. Like I'm sorry.
What we call him? We got to change. He got to change his name to what we call him. He got to be Inoue, the creative player.
Oh, we got to come up with something better than that. We'll think about it. We could call him Beast from X-Men because Beast was technically a monster and he was a scientist at the same time, and that's kind of what
a technician. Inoue the Beast, huh?
There we go.
That makes sense. That makes sense because the way he comes back from like a lot of times when fights get close after a knockdown, and then somebody surpasses because of the knockdown. But when he get knocked down, he knows I'm down. It's time to work. It's time to get back to it. It's time. You know what? You knock me down, I am going to murder you in this ring. The ref gonna have to call the fight for you because this is not going. I'm not going for it. Every time he get knocked down, and I think a lot of fighters need to keep dog like him. He definitely got the dog in him. Pause.
Just had to let that breathe for a second.
There you go. I know you did it on purpose.
Cause you right. You right. And I had a joke, but I can't say it on air, so I'll tell y'all when we get off air. He definitely is a different breed. And we'll move on to the next fight. ISO. Another recap from the red corner. We got Navarrete versus Suarez. And of course, Navarrete successfully defended his WBO junior lightweight title against Suarez. And some would say with a controversial ending. It was a headbutt that could have been a punch that was maybe a punch that looked like a headbutt, but it ended up in a cut, and the doctor said that's it. So, Ricky, let me ask you this. How did you feel about the fight? But two, did you agree with that technical decision that was made?
The fight was exciting. I'm not gonna lie. The fight was exciting. I was mad about the technical part. But do I agree? No, I don't. I don't agree. I don't agree. I feel like Suarez did enough to make them draw it out, but I understand that he didn't get enough time. Basically, he didn't get enough time to even give you the chance of victory. But he did show signs that he could possibly finish the fight strong. So I don't agree with it. And another thing is, I think the cut. I don't think that I have seen cuts a lot deeper than what has happened with that, and that's what made me feel like they called it too early. They called it too early because he got cut, but patch it up. Let's get back in the ring. Don't sit here. Oh, cut. We gotta call the fight. I didn't agree with that.
I 100% agree with Ricky. They shouldn't have called the fight. But I already know if they didn't call that fight, Suarez was gonna win. So they couldn't let that happen. So they had to call it.
And Suarez looked good. Another thing I want to put on viewers, on the viewers' mind. Not Roddy at this point, man. I really feel like he's a weight bully. I know that's on the docket. He's gonna act that, but he's a weight bully. And I felt that way because one, at the weigh-in, he got butt boonie naked and still was struggling to make the weight. He had 2 hours. They had to give him 2 hours to get the weight down.
Yeah.
I'm talking about behind the stove. They was like, all right, he won, what is it, 130.4. Oh, he gotta get the weight down. Let's see what he's gonna do to get the weight down. Man got butt boonie naked and still was 130.3. He struggled to make the weigh in at 130. and he only had one. To my knowledge, Ty, you can correct me, or Tommy, y'all can correct me. He only had one fight at 135, and that was against Dennis. And it wasn't a bad beating. He could have fought again. He could have fought at 135
Yeah.
again, but huh?
I think he had 2 fights at 135.
He did.
I think so. Didn't he lose 2 fights?
I think he. So what I know, what I can remember, I think Dennis was the most recent one at
Because he had a bad
135.
hand.
He had
He
at
had a bad hand.
135.
He had a bad hand too. So,
Yeah.
but like you said, I think he definitely is a weight bully. That fight exposed him. He wanted to continue fighting smaller fighters because if he tries to go to 135, he's done.
Yeah, it's too much high competition in 135, but he can't
He
as a
called out
fighter.
somebody at 135 though.
You said what happened?
He's open to fighting somebody at 135 though.
Who?
Who?
You better not be Keyshawn.
That's who it is.
Who?
I figured, oh, he gonna dust him. You see what Keyshawn did to Dennis? He struggled with Dennis.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Nah, you shouldn't fight. Don't fight with Keyshawn. One, Keyshawn is naturally bigger than you, and you're a weight bully.
There you go. I got the quote right here. I just looked it up and said it depends on some things to see if we're going to retry it at 135 and look for a world title. That's what he told the Ring magazine.
Nah.
Yep.
Well, I think that would be the best decision because out of the people at 135 for him, yeah, that would be the best to start with Keyshawn.
That'd be stupid.
The best to start?
Oh, so you think he should start with Shakur?
No, it's just stay at 130. Unless he wants
I
to
think he should start with
I don't see him
Shakur.
beating any of them. I don't see him beating Tank. I don't see him beating. I don't even see him beating Roach at 135. I don't see him beating Keyshawn.
Oh, you know what? Since he want to be a weight bully, Roach beat him at 130.
Roach got bigger things.
Another thing at 132. Has he unified at 130?
I don't think so.
No.
Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong.
Because I mean, like he fought the guy, but we got Oshaki at 130.
You know, Oshaki too. He lose to Oshaki. I don't know what he's gonna do.
Yeah, so because Dennis definitely exposed him. If he fight a skillful fighter, he's bound to lose. So I don't know what's going on. I just expected a lot more out of him, but it looked like he's one of those type of fighters we might not even be able to get any of that out of him. So,
or he can just do like Tank, bring up fighters from a smaller weight class and fight them. To do that.
Hey, I'm the only one that can take shots at Tank. All right. you take shots at your own fighters. All right. But Ricky, I want to say this just to close this out. What's the name? Some people don't remember it, or some people probably aren't fond of it. I wouldn't say go look it up, but remember what's his name? Badu Jack. Where you got the cut, where you got the cut from that fight. Yeah, like
exactly.
That was bad.
That's a fight when you call because he had a gash like in the middle of his head.
Bad.
Matter of fact, I give you another one. Fundor when he fought
oh my god, Tim Tszyu?
I think that
joint was bad.
No, Fundor didn't fight Tim, it was somebody else.
I know you talking about. That was bad.
That was on Prime.
Fundora bad. I'll figure it out. But we're gonna move on to the
because the Fundor fought Tim. Fundor didn't fight Tim.
No, it wasn't him. I'm trying
to look that up real good.
You sure? I vividly remember that fight. Unless I'm local.
It was a split decision. Yeah, that was Tim Tszyu.
That was yes. Sorry. Yes, it was Tim. Yes, it was.
Yep.
Yes, that fight. Like, there are reasons the hold on, let's say.
I bet he beat Smoochie.
I'm not even gonna get into who Smoochie is, but
all right, bro, go ahead.
Fundor. That fight, that Tim Tszyu couldn't even see, or he could see his blood in his eyes. You get what I'm saying? Like that I'm not gonna lie. I started feeling like times like, oh, is this one of them top ranked scandals?
Yeah.
Top ranked scandals when they want to save Navarrete, and they need to get them. They need to get that man a decent fight, a name.
I'm just saying.
He'll lose to a name.
They should have called a draw and just let them do the rematch because Suarez definitely was giving go and picked up momentum.
Yeah.
Because that
And
punch literally was not a hit, but he caught him. And it
Yep.
just so happened he got the leaking.
and in the slow-mo, you could see it.
You can
Like,
see it, yeah. It was nothing there until he got hit.
Yep.
you know, sometimes slow-mo work in your favor. Sometimes it don't. I'm just saying. Some people seen the slow-mo and they seen the braid hit my man in the eye and they still act like it didn't happen. But guess what's gonna happen? Come August, but we got our rematch, fellas. We thought it was gonna happen quicker than expected, but they say, you know what, we're gonna hold off and we're gonna do it again in August. So what needs to be said, Tank versus Roach Part 2. So I'm gonna ask you all and collectively, one, how do we feel about this rematch? Ty?
It needed to be done. Because Roach got robbed in that fight. But I think that Tank's gonna come back more focused. Hopefully come back more focused. Because if he don't, he's gonna lose, and then there's gonna be no more Tank. But hopefully Roach is focused too. Because I've seen him partying and stuff. I think on Instagram he said, "Yeah, I'm still training, but I haven't seen him like relaxing too much. You need to get in the gym because Tank probably in the gym because I ain't seen Tank on anything in a minute. So he's somewhere doing something. He getting ready because they ain't like that. They ain't like that taste at all. So I think Roach need to get in the gym. But I think Roach probably still has a chance, but Roach need to get in the gym because Tank's in the gym. Tank also got another trainer with him too. So yeah, Roach need to get in a gym.
Ricky?
I'm happy it's a rematch. I do agree with Ty. Roach definitely need to get serious. I know that press run. I know that thing felt good, but pause, man. Dang, stop making me look. Oh my goodness. Look, I'm gonna say it. Let me re-say this. Look, Ty wiping his eyes. Oh my god. Let me re-say
I got
this.
grease in his eyes, man. That's all.
Uh,
It's
I
that
know the
oil.
press run was cool, but we gotta get Roach back focused. And this is another opportunity for him to, to show that it wasn't a fluke.
I just realized he put need. Oh man, Jesus.
Oh, you didn't see it? I knew at some point you was gonna peep the title.
I just peeped it too. What needs to be
Oh man,
said,
crazy.
Oh man.
Oh man.
but nah. Tank definitely. I haven't seen anything from him. No tweets, no gram, nothing. I did see a lot of Lamont. Lamont better just get focused, and I think if Tank is not focused, it's definitely going to be a long night for him.
I
I
think Tank
don't see
definitely.
again. I don't see no KOs either way. I don't see no KOs and no fight.
It's gonna be a KO.
Am I happy
Who
with
you
the rematch?
favoring, Ty?
Hold on. Before y'all get started. Am I happy with the rematch? Yes. Who you favoring, Ty?
Who I'm favoring? I'm favoring the big goot. The big goot from Baltimore.
He trying to upgrade his transmission on his chicken guy.
You
Yeah.
lying like I don't know what,
My
Ty.
chicken
You
wing.
lying, Ty.
Again, Tank to win.
What?
Nah, Tank focused, bro. Tank focused. Tank is
Hey,
100% focused.
hey.
Tank didn't like that taste. Trust me. Tank did nah. Tank not going out like that. Nah.
Oh, we
I know.
got
I
clip
know.
this
I'm
one.
coming to
Ricky,
Shakur,
don't
but
buy it, man.
Tank not
We
going out like
got
that.
clip it and
I
replay
know
it.
Ty's serious,
Nah.
but don't buy it, man. He's
We
serious,
got
but what he's
clip it and
doing is
replay it.
wait, no, what he's saying is he telling you this because if Tank go out there and lose, he's like, man, I thought he was focused. He shouldn't have lost that fight. I see what he doing. He's setting him up. He better be
Look,
focused.
Tank gotta be focused. It's summertime. It's about to be a cold summer for Tank. He about to be training like crazy.
Cold summer, man. It was a cold summer after what he tried to do in the first press run. He tried to take this fight lightly, and next thing you know, we're here now. And I think what is it? Calvin said he was like, yeah, he was talking about retiring, but I think this woke him back up. Granted,
Yeah.
I don't think he, like you said, I don't think he's training with Calvin. He got another trainer right now. That's the only thing I've seen from Tank since this whole thing came out. Of course, if you Lamont, you already knew this run was gonna happen because this is one of the biggest fights in his career, right? As far as like popularity wise. Like, of course, he got belts and things like that, so that's one of your biggest fights. But again, you going up against Tank Davis on pay-per-view, like, yeah, everybody know your name now. He a household name because of that knee situation. So I think he need to lock in at some point. I ain't saying he not locked in, but he definitely need to lock in because it's gonna need to be a knockout from one of the two in this fight. It can't go down to decision. We already seen what happened the last time.
Tank better not get knocked out. If Tank get knocked out, it's over.
One of them has to.
Okay, hold
I'm
on.
telling you,
So
one of them
Tank
has
take
to
the
win
L.
by a knockout.
So if Tank takes the L, that's the end of his career.
If he get knocked out, yeah.
Yeah.
If he just lose off the card, then he got a chance. But he get knocked out. Like it's like, yeah, you lost, you get knocked out. He's
Tank
done.
lose in my that's his calling card.
Come on, yo, we gotta
I don't
stop this.
respect him anymore. He's known as the knockout guy. He get knocked out by a dude that came from 130.
Tyson got knocked out so many times, and still people feared him.
But Ricky, also look at it like this: the last fight, the knee happened, right? And it was the grease. Wait. The knee happened. He said it was because of the grease. There's a lot of people that was watching that saying, well, he got hit with several punches prior to that. They saying one of those punches probably hurt him, and that's why he actually took the knee. Like, there's a lot of controversy behind that too. So if you get knocked out after some people were saying he probably hit you with a harder body shot than what you thought, and you known for knocking people out, I ain't gonna say his career is over for him, but it's gonna be over for fans. Just like with Tyson. When Tyson went down, all them people left. He was like, bro, I don't know. We don't know what we can do with you now.
When Tyson lost, I was still a Tyson fan.
Yeah, see what I'm saying?
I was still
Tyson was. Hold up.
Go back to the previous one.
Go ahead. Do y'all think Chris Colbert career is
gatekeeper?
over?
You said, what'd you say, Ty?
Gatekeeper.
You said he a gatekeeper?
Yeah.
I don't think his career over.
Gatekeeper.
I can't. He got too young of a record to call him a gatekeeper.
Gatekeeper.
Nah, I don't think his career over. I think he can bounce back, but it depends how he does it, to be honest. And what's the next one?
If he didn't lose to Hector, Tank would have fought Chris and made him a star.
Still same outcome. Yeah, still would have been the same outcome for Colbert. I think he still would have lost to Tank.
You can't say outcome. It was a draw. It was a draw.
Against who?
Tank and Lamont. He's saying if he didn't lose to Hector, right? He's talking about Lamont.
No, we're talking about Hector Garcia.
Yeah, Lamont beat Hector, right?
No, Tank beat Hector Garcia. I think he's talking about Hector Garcia.
Yeah.
I thought he was talking about Lamont.
Nah, so listen, if he didn't lose to Hector, if he's talking about the Hector I'm thinking is Hector Garcia who fought Tank. Hector beat Chris Colbert.
Okay,
so he's saying if
Chris, that's what he's talking about. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I was all right, y'all talking about a whole nother fighter. All right, cool. My bad. I got lost in the sauce. And when you're in the sauce, sometimes you can get lost. But
yes, I still think it would have been the same outcome. It's just that he would have got paid heavily to have the same outcome. But I don't think his career is over.
Chris?
Yeah, Chris. Okay. So
I think where I got I get what y'all saying. Y'all answering the comment. I'm still thinking about Tank. Go ahead, my bad.
No, I'm answering the comment. That's all I was doing.
All right, cool. So his career is over though.
Who?
Tank.
Oh, that question. No.
Because you was in the middle of answering that, and then you started answering the comment.
Bad.
That's where I got confused. Right. Yeah, I'm like,
my bad. I apologize. That's on me. But no, Tank career is not over because of one loss. No.
If he get knocked out?
Even if he get knocked out, no.
Nah, he get knocked out. It's because I'm
trying to tell you, but
he get knocked out, it's done.
He said, now, if it was Shakur, yes, Shakur would get knocked out. Career would have done.
By who?
By Tank.
It depends. I don't think Shakur career over. He get knocked out by Tank. He can never say it again, but I don't think it's over. I think
what happened anyway, but
I think what we saying about Tank is kind of what he's been saying here. Is my point. He's been targeting 130 fighters. So if Tank keep bringing up all these fighters, right? and then you go get knocked out by one, because what some people would say he cherry picking his fights. You bring up a cherry pick and then you get knocked out by your cherry pick. Bro, it's kind of over. It's kind of over.
Done.
But Lamont is
You done.
again.
You're
Lamont,
gonna lose your belt.
he ain't done. He can still make money. He can still he's
No.
now I can't count. I can't count out a KO. Just one. We talking about just one.
I'm sorry, Ricky.
Dang,
You bring up somebody from 130, and then first fight they stole the fight from him. The next fight you get knocked out by a dude. What are you gonna do next? Who you gonna fight next? Okay, if you get knocked out, who you gonna fight next?
Shakur.
No, you're not. Shakur not gonna fight him.
He
I'm gonna
has
fight you now.
to. I agree.
If you got a knockout, you ain't got no belt. You ain't got no
The
belt.
perfect opportunity for Shakur to do so.
No, I don't respect you. No, I'm gonna fight Lamont. You got a belt.
He need to fight Lamont now. Then if that's
He's not gonna fight him. Maybe Loma if Loma come back.
It depends on how they fight. Look, I can say, man, I don't see no KO happening. If Tank come back focused and Lamont come back focused, they just need to draw it out. It's more likely going to be a draw than a KO.
And that's why I said one of them needs a KO, and I think they both gonna go into this fight going off of how the last one went, knowing that they need a knockout. You're going to need a knockout to win this fight.
Tank better cut his head.
I tell people that if he show up with his head cut, he
fight
gonna
over.
Win.
If Tank show with his head cut, you go ahead and give him all the money. Go ahead and push all the money to Tank on Tank's side.
But I'm with Ty. We lock steady on that one, Ty. If Tank go down, bro, it's over, bro.
Yep.
Yeah, that's another thing is even though he moved that guy, I agree with the guy before him, with the guy with whatever the comment beforehand. Tank is little. Yeah. Tank is little. So that's what I'm saying. It doesn't mean even if he brought somebody from 130, Lamont, we already knew Lamont can do it 135. True. So it's not gonna really mean nothing for to me in my eyes. It's just that the reputation gonna take a little hit, but he can still bounce back.
But his career is based upon his reputation, though, and his reputation is being that knockout. So
Tank,
like people
know. KOs. No, go ahead, listener.
No, so no, because I want you to read the comment out loud too. So
so if Tank KOs Lamont, then what's next? So if Lamont get KO'd, Lamont still has a career regardless. That's the thing. It's still gonna shine even more light on him. And then if Lamont is in that gray area where again he can be like, well, I don't like 135 no more. Let me go back to 130 and kick butt and get undisputed. And then I can come back to 135 when I'm ready. Or he can start picking in names at 135 and continue there. So it's a win-win for Lamont regardless. It's a win. It was like that since the first fight. It's a win-win for Lamont regardless in this situation.
Yeah, so but if Tank knock him out, the fight that everybody gonna want after that is the one we keep asking for, that we gotta keep chasing. It's him and Shakur.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's only what's next. So technically, Lamont, you need to be locked in because if you put Tank down, now the world is really your oyster. Because you went toe to toe, you got the draw, you went with a rematch, and if you put him down, the world is your oyster at this point, bro.
Man, if he win, even if it's not even a KO, it can be a decision, TKO, whatever the case. If he win in general, and then get the fight, against Shakur, he running to be the best. That's like that's he about to get the title of one of the best fighters.
He win with the decision. That's what you saying.
Yeah, like he win the decision. He win by TKO, KO, win in general. He gets to dictate a lot of what goes on further, and don't let him pick up a fight against Shakur. That's what's going to destroy Tank's career. If he wins and pick up the fight against Shakur, that will end the career. Right there.
Yeah, I'm with you on this one too, Jay. I mean, I do mind if he get knocked out, but if he provide a great fight, say he get hit with a counter like he did Rolly, then it's gonna be like, you know what, you was out there fighting for your life, so cool. But I do think, just based upon everything that he said prior to this fight about how he want to go into retirement, if he was to go down, it's over. Like he probably is gonna take his gloves and go home. Like he's not gonna fight no more.
Yeah.
I think that's what's really gonna happen. It sucks that I think that, but I truly think that that's gonna be the outcome. And then he said, "Man, Tank come up with every excuse not to fight Shakur. I don't even want to speak at it no more."
Man, you
I mean,
sound
you
like
right.
us. Look, that's the story of our show.
Yeah, so go ahead and hit the subscribe button, man. We say the same thing, but we just throwing it out there for entertainment purposes, man. I don't think it will ever happen. Shakur been calling this man out for years, and all Tank gotta do is say go. That's a true point there.
Man, yeah, nah.
Hey, Ty, is this your burner account?
Nah.
Oh, that
You
is
have been down
Time
looking
Killer
all fair a
Ty.
little
Yeah,
bit.
look.
But nah, you got a point though. You spot on. But it's 8. I haven't 8. In some places, it's getting a little late. So, Ricky, upcoming fights. And if you all hold on before I do that, let me sell this right quick. If you all want to continue this Tank conversation, you can click the link below and become a member and join our R2L chats. We have a boxing chat where we can continue this conversation off air. Make sure you join. We got 3 tiers. Each tier provides perks. You can click that. We also have our social media in the description below at the very, very bottom. If you want to follow us individually, if you want to follow our main show page at _the_red_corner on Instagram, make sure you can do that as well. We keep this conversation going. It just don't stop here. But up and coming fights. Take it away.
Upcoming fights we have for the rest of May. We have May 24th in Scotland on the Zone. We have Josh Taylor versus Suman. Sorry, I don't want to mess up if I mess up his name. Who do you got?
You said Caleb Plant?
No, Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor versus Echo Esuzman.
Oh, you skipped down.
Taylor.
Oh, it's,
Yeah.
it's out of order. All right.
Yeah.
My bad. I'm going with Taylor.
I got Taylor Ty.
Taylor.
All right, May 31st in Las Vegas on Prime. We have Caleb Plant versus Jose Armando and Jamel Charlo versus Thomas Lamana. Who do you got?
I got Caleb Plant winning, and I got Charlo winning. By getting knocked out.
We gotta watch Charlo. We gotta watch one of these 20 fight again, bro. All right. I'm going with Charlo. I'm going with Plant. Hopefully Caleb and one of these Charlos can actually make something happen. But
this the one he slapped.
That's why I wanted to actually happen.
So
Maybe
for this one, I'm going with Caleb Charlo. No, I'm not even gonna speak. I don't know yet. I'm gonna leave it alone because his last fight against Benavidez' brother definitely didn't look good. So I'm not gonna speak on that, but they should have just go ahead and get the Caleb Plant and Charlo out of the way so they can make some money. But
that really would have made the money.
I guess Charlo wasn't ready yet. He's like, I need another tune-up. Because I know Caleb is definitely ready.
You need another tune-up. All you gotta do is meet Caleb backstage.
They don't want that smoke.
Yeah, Caleb a different breed. And Caleb would have fine-tuned him up all right.
He did. What did the 5 fingers say to the face?
Yeah.
Let's get out of here, fellas. And Terry, I got you next time, man. You know, my brain wasn't working with the Lakers in 5. Ever since Unc got put off TV, man, it ain't been the same. Fellas, how y'all think this episode went?
Oh, it went good till you made that mad comment. You definitely need to go ahead and turn your PlayStation on.
Say what now?
You heard me.
So how you think this episode went?
One thing, I don't care about no Lakers in 5. All I care about is these things right now. I'm saying Pacers. That's all I care about. Forget the Lakers in 5. Pacers in 5.
Oh, y'all got next. I got the Knicks.
Yeah.
Ooh, I can't wait for that one.
Yeah, I can't wait either. That's gonna be a good game.
No, it's not. Pacers in 5.
I got the Pacers winning that one. I'm gonna say 6 though. I don't know why I just said that on air. So now my brothers on the main show gonna be like, "Oh, you said Pacers in 6." If I switch it up, they're gonna come back and try to clip me up. So, but I'm riding with the Pacers this playoff series, man. Y'all been proving me right every step of the way. And as far as this episode, man, I gotta say hats off to you two fellas, man. You would never even know this was y'all flu game the way y'all handled today, man.
Man,
That's all,
oh,
man.
let me shout out Mo. Mo did go to the Nationals. Unfortunately, he did not come victorious, but good experience. And you want to say, Mo, go ahead, keep fighting, man. Keep fighting and making more opportunities for yourself.
Give you some cheers. I mean, it didn't go the way that you expected, but the fact that you made Nationals, man, says you're going in the right direction. So,
Yep.
Shout out to you, Mo, and shout out to all of our new folks in the comments, man. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. We want to let y'all know we do 2 shows a month on Sundays at 7. So if you got one this Sunday, just know it's the Sunday after this one that we'll be right back at it. All right. This is why we need y'all to join those chats so we can keep this boxing conversation going. And who knows? We might do a surprise episode with Shakur. I'm just joking. You never know what's in the ether, fellas.
It's gonna come.
Hey, we get Shakur, Keyshawn, T.O.
Man,
You might get one with Lamont.
You
I'm
get
just
Shakur. We get Shakur in here. Ty is gonna go crazy.
I mean, we already had the trainer of the decade.
Ty gonna put us in the gulag. It's just gonna be him, Shakur. He gonna interview Shakur the whole time.
I might get put in the gulag because I might pull a. You seen what what's the name did when he was on the Breakfast Club? So why you want to get knocked out by Tank so bad? He's like, what you mean? I gotta ask the questions of the people that need answers, bro. Like, when you gonna holler at the hand doctor? We want to see you be great. Stop tweeting and get your hands right. And we out, fellas.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.